All right, it is the day number 10, the last day for this week of the Bible reading. Two chapters a day through 1st and 2nd Samuel. Today we are in chapters 19 and 20, and this puts us about two-thirds of the way through 1st Samuel. Okay, where we left off, I had mentioned the character of David, since being introduced, was reaching a series of higher highs. Everything he was doing was adding to his honor, while he himself was remaining humble. Meanwhile, in contrast to Saul, who was experiencing lower lows, everything that he was doing was worse. He was deteriorating a lot. He was playing a lot of mind games and manipulation and passive aggressiveness because of his own insecurities, his jealousy, and fear of David. And so it's Jonathan, the son of Saul, is going to be further commendable here. He's not loyal to his father in the sense of he understands a certain ethic here. He's going to be on the right side of things. And in that culture, it was where individualism was unheard of. Going against your household was something that was very much unheard of as well. You were loyal to your community. Community started with your household and your family and your clan. Jonathan's going to be a unique example of individualism throughout Scripture in that world. As he's going to defy his father. And the reason why we're reading all this is because it's a further indictment of Saul. He's so poor at this point that his own son isn't going to be loyal to him and follow him. And so what he's going to do is warn David that his father's going to be after him again, and he better go and hide. And he's going to attempt to intercede with his father and help bring his father around. Hey, David's a loyal fellow. He's willing to risk his life for Saul. He's not trying to take anything that's not his. These are the best moments that we ever see out of David in his life. And in fact, they're some of the best moments we see from anyone throughout Scripture as far as model character. Saul is going to accept and make an oath and to not harm David. Well, once again, war comes with the nemesis, the Philistines, and David's going to fight this war, and David's going to have amazing success. Well, what's the expected pattern is going to occur. Saul, his jealousy, once again, is overwhelming. He's made an oath to David, but now he wants to harm David. And so now not only has Jonathan defied his father, but his daughter, Michal, is going to defy her father as well. She's not going to be a loyal daughter in the sense of community ethics that culture would expect, even demand. She's going to assert her own independence and her own individualism in this occurrence. Extremely rare. As much as it was for a son, it would be highly more so to a daughter. And she's going to manipulate circumstances of her own in order to protect her husband, David. You know, as I was reading this, I couldn't help but recall the story of, it was in the mid-1990s, And Saddam Hussein's had two daughters, at least two, I believe three daughters, but two of the daughters were married to men that were two brothers actually, and they were high rank in the Iraqi military, very high rank. They decided to defect, and they went to Jordan. However, the wives were not aware that they were being smuggled out of the country by their husbands, and they were taught, and it was embedded in them to have a certain loyalty to their father. And even after they returned home, Saddam Hussein killed both of their husbands after he had given them a promise to protect them if they returned. He killed both of their husbands. However, the daughters remained loyal to their father, and in fact, when Saddam Hussein was held captive, when he was detained, when he was arrested by the coalition forces during the Second Gulf War, his daughter actually secured a defense attorney for him. And so that's how in these Middle Eastern cultures it works that way now, and in the ancient world even more so. And so Saul has lost the loyalty of his son, and now his daughter. David's getting out of there. She helped David get out, made it look like he was sick in bed. Now Saul's upset with Michal. David's going to run off to Samuel. Who else to go to? Hey, Samuel, you anointed me, and then you left, and look at how everything is seeming to fall apart. Well, Saul's going to try to get him there where Samuel is, and so he's going to send his people to get there. But peculiar things are happening. Have you noticed this? I very much would like to reflect on this more and more over the weekend, considering how and why all of this is working this way. When Saul's men are getting close to David, they begin to prophesy. Saul is even going to go himself there to retrieve David. And it says the Spirit of God comes on him down at the conclusion of chapter 19. And he's going to begin to prophesy. And in fact, he's going to strip off his clothes and prophesy before Samuel and lay there naked all day and night. I'm not sure what's going on here, but having a specialty in the social scientific realm, I think what's happening here is this is, in a sense, a new low for Saul. Even though he's prophesying here, something's not right. He's going to lay naked. He's shaming himself in this process. Okay, then briefly into chapter number 20. Jonathan is going to protect David again. Saul is figuring things out, that what his son is doing, that his son is loyal to David and not to him. And of course, you don't want to be on the wrong side of Saul, even if you are his own son. Saul gets angry. He's going to condemn his son. Why? Because his son is not acting out of self-interest. His son is acting out of what we would call pure and noble ethics. Saul reasons that David is not only a threat to Saul, but also a threat to his son. If David becomes king, there's going to be no kingdom for Jonathan. And why doesn't Jonathan wake up and realize this and protect his own status claim? Saul's disagreeable with everyone here, and it continues to be indicative of his condition. So much so that he's going to throw the spear at Jonathan as well that he threw at David. But Jonathan is going to covenant with David, and they're going to share a beautiful bond. And, as much as I said here recently, David's character is very unique here in Scripture, and these are his highest moments. Well, Jonathan is right there beside him. His virtues here are well are remembered, but perhaps not remembered as fondly, as strongly as we should, as really having a sense of virtue and ethic here in that world. All right. Uh, I've appreciated walking with you through First Samuel for this another week, and look forward to resuming this book in the upcoming week. And uh, we will work on concluding this book here in the days to come. Take care.